Hey guys, to me, it's Gabe El Taib. It is Saturday, 12th of March. We just have a few days left in the coloring contest in the Truth, Justice, American Way art contest. But I thought I'd put this video up here for you guys. I recorded myself coloring page 1 of Truth, Justice, American Way a while back. I colored myself. I recorded myself doing that. So anyone that wants to watch this, jump in, watch, ask questions. I'll be answering the chat. I'm working on Aaron LaPressy's Wraith of God right here on this Wacom screen right there. But for sure, I want you guys to get in the description. We got the link to this great book. You're gonna want to check it out. Let me see if I can get a banner going here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Buy Truth, Justice, American Way today. Link in description. Absolutely. For those of you coming in, you want to know what this book is about. You've seen all this amazing art, and you're like, well, what is this book? Truth, Justice, American Way. They are America's sweethearts. Kids sit there and eat the Truth, Justice, American Way, which I'm going to call TJAW. Kids sit there and eat the TJAW cereal, wearing the TJAW t-shirt, TJAW shirt, I don't know, playing with the action figures. These guys are all over the late shows, making everybody laugh and scream, and they love it. They are not just America's sweetheart, they are the darlings of the world, the most celebrated, wonderful heroes in the world. Everybody loves these people. One day, absolute disaster strikes. Lives are lost. People are devastated. And then the fallout from it in the media and stuff, people start to ask questions like, hey, did TJAW do everything they could to prevent this? Because we've got some stuff looking like, hey, maybe they were hot dogging it. Maybe they were too busy being celebrity heroes. And it costs lives. Maybe they're not so great. Maybe they're a bunch of phonies. And people start to really look into it. And it doesn't look good for them. And it starts to actually, there's a firestorm, explosion in the media. And they are vilified. People hate them now with what's being reported and what's being said about them. And the walls start closing in. Things start going wrong for TJAW. It's not good. And it goes so bad, they got to go on the run. They got to go on the run. The government turns against them. The military, their fans turn against them. Their friends turn against them. They're isolated. Can they even trust each other? They're going to have to. They have to solve this mystery. Who did this attack and why? Because if they don't solve it fast enough, a bigger disaster is coming that's going to cost millions of lives. So that's the basic premise of the first chapter of Truth, Justice, and American Way. Let me check on the chat there. Vera Frady is there. Lake Kick 1 is here. Hello, friends. We got a couple people in here. But for sure, I'm having a great Saturday. Again, working for Aaron LaPresti right here on this screen on Wraith of God. I'm in the 50s right now working on pages for him. So we got it coming. We got it coming. Hey, Shadowhawk Max is also here. We got it coming, baby, and it's going to look great. But I just thought I'd give you a little outline. I think I'll make myself a little smaller in the video. So I shrink a little bit. No, just kidding. So you guys can see the drawing a little bit better as it goes along. But yeah, I recorded myself working on this Truth, Justice, American Way page with the plans of letting you guys see how it works. This is page 1 of the actual comic. Look, Ma, no hands. So yeah, this is a recording of Adobe Photoshop on my iMac, right? So James Allen is here. Hey, James, we're going to have you on the show sooner or later. James and I have a similar background in cartooning. I got started professionally. The year 2000, I was at the San Diego Comic-Con, and I went up to one of my heroes. I heard of him before all of you did. Frank Cho. Yes, that Frank Cho. I went to him at his table, and I said, how did you get started? You're so good. And he said, I did the comics at my university newspaper, University of Maryland. So I said, okay, I'll do the same thing. So I went back to the University of Northern Colorado that August, and I said to myself, I went in there and talked to Dave Stevens, was the editor, and he was a classmate of mine, same grade as me in college. And I had a drawing of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and I said, your comics suck. They're not funny. They're poorly drawn. And I wasn't insulting anyone at the school because they weren't done by a student. They bought them off of a wire. Newspapers can buy content from like Knight Ridder and Reuters and all these big services that sell weather and sports, and they sell columns to newspapers around the country, around the world. So our university newspaper was buying their comics from a service. So I said I would do them. And all I did for the next 2 years is win dozens of awards, including first place 2004 Columbia University Golden Circle Award, funniest man in America writing a college comic strip. So when my wife says, that's not funny, to something I've done that is clearly hilarious, I tell her, honey, I have official documentation proving that I am, in fact, a hilarious man when I choose to be so. So there you go. There you go. Past Master Dad said, I'm all about that bass. No trouble. We can agree on that. We can agree on that. There's a Mexican saying. We're talking about the ladies. Is this what we're talking about? We'll get PG-13. We'll get spicy for a minute, guys. In the Mexican saying, I'll translate it to English. The bone is for the dog. The meat is for the man. So my Spanish is not good. I took French for some stupid. I live 20 miles from the border, and I took French in high school. I'm half Mexican. I took French in high school. What? Why, Mom? Why did you let me do that? I'm going to blame my mother. I'm not going to take responsibility for my actions. This is good. The bone is for the dog. The meat is for the man. How would you say that in Spanish? Los huesos, that's the bones, es para los perros. Los huesos es para los perros. The bones are for the dog. La carne es para el hombres. I think that's how you would say that. The bone is for the dog. The meat is for the men. Am I right, fellas? There we are. Keely Chow, what's going on? What's going on with you? Just coming in here asking questions. Rice art. Is it Reese art or rice art? I would like an explanation right now. Tatsunami says, what is going on? This is page 1 of Truth, Justice, American Way. I recorded it for you guys a long time ago when I covered it like a month ago. And I'm just playing it while I work on Aaron Lopresti's Wraith of God here. But I thought I'd hang out with you guys and answer questions and keep working on Aaron's book because I got to get it done. I got to do a good job, baby. Mr. Joker 1128 asks, let's pop you up there. If you could do an action figure series, who'd be first? Truth, Justice, or American Way? Oh my gosh, I want Justice so bad. I want him like the Ninja Turtle figures, like that big. They're about 5 or 6 inches tall, and then they had all those weapons, the 1990s Ninja Turtles from Playmates. I have them all like right here in the rack. I work in my garage, by the way. My wife took my office because COVID made her start working at home like a year ago, and she works at home permanently. So I have I have all the Star Wars from the 70s and 80s, all of them. I have all the Star Wars. What a weird way to say that. And I have Transformers, G.I. Joe, Legos, and the Ninja Turtles. Those are my toys that I held on to. And I just kept them in boxes. So I have a huge collection of that stuff. And I have probably 30, 40 Ninja Turtle action figures. What great action figures by that company, Playmates. I would want the Truth, Justice, American Way figures to be just like that. So there you go. Paulus Art says, I'm still working on my fan art for Truth, Justice, American Way. Well, yeah, I can't wait to see it, man. I'm gonna give out the prize on Tuesday, but I think I might do a second art contest. I might just roll it over to another one, and maybe now don't quote me on that. That's not a promise. It's just something I was thinking about because I don't think I advertised the first one enough, but I think I would really like to do a second one. You know what I mean? And get more people involved, get more people excited. So you guys can watch me color that. I will check on the chat. But now I'm going to start focusing on Aaron Lopresti's Wraith of God right here on the screen. I'm bringing up a page right here to color, which I can't show you. Spoiler, it has cowboy stuff in it. Everyone already knew that. But I'll leave the chat on the right side of the screen. See, my right, your left. And I'll have Aaron Lopresti's drawing on the left. So I'll work on Aaron's and I'll keep checking the chat. So Tatsunami says, a nerd bragging about toys. I like it. Paul's Arts is working on 2 pieces for the art contest. Awesome, dude. Awesome possum, one of my cousins used to say when I was a little kid. I don't know why. Maybe there was an awesome possum that he had heard of. So, but yeah, anyway, so what you're watching me do here in real life is work on Aaron Lopresti's book. And so you can pretend that what's on my screen isn't Aaron's. It's the thing you're seeing being colored. You can just pretend that that's what I'm doing over there. But no. I'm not working. That's an old page I colored a while ago. I love Westerns. I love them so much. I was watching The Rifleman. It's like a 1950s or 1960s TV show. I was watching that on Amazon Prime. I found out they have it there from IMDb TV. I think Amazon owns an Internet Movie Database. And I'd only seen The Rifleman this last fall. I'd never seen it before. What a fantastic show. It's my favorite type of fiction where it's that serialized fiction like X-Files or Twilight Zone or Gunsmoke or any of those where you have, or Star Trek. I'm not a big Trekkie, but where you have the problem of the week, I think that is such a fantastic way. And I really think comic books should return to that. I think comic books should be more self-contained. And I know there's the trend, and maybe it's good business is why they need to do it. That's always where art and commerce always have that conflict, like what's better for business and what's better for the purity of the art, where they write and design comic books for the trade paperback. And, I haven't looked at the numbers, but maybe that is better to do it that way. But as a fan, I like the standalone stuff. I love watching an episode of Rifleman or an episode of Little House on the Prairie. That's like my favorite TV show, Little House on the Prairie. I love that. And when I saw the Rifleman yesterday, which I'm new to Little House, he was like 19 years old, playing a guy who didn't want to be in a bandit gang anymore. Bad, evil cowboys. Evil cowboys. He was just bandits trying to make a living. You know what I mean? So let's see. What is your frame rate? Is there? Oh, did it freeze? Maybe I'm choking the computer working on this stuff. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I stopped drawing for a minute. Let's see if it comes back. Well, let's see. Is the video bad or is the video and the audio bad? Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, maybe I can't be on screen. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just have to play the video and let it go. Because I've got OBS working, I've got Chrome working. You know what? I'm going to shut down Safari. Hold on, I'll quit Safari and then I'll quit my iTunes Music. Hold on, let me. Then I'll force iTunes to quit, and then I'll force Messenger to quit. Too many programs, and then I think I might have iMovie running. I have a lot of things running. Okay, so how are we doing now? We okay? Okay. If the video freezes again, I will take myself out of it and you guys can just watch this thing go, okay? And Clint Backer, 547 back this morning, ordering the Justice cover. Danke. That's a word I know in German. It means thank you. Merci. Gracias. And is prego in Italian? Right? No. That can't. It's grazie. Grazie. Grazie, and then prego is you're welcome, right? Oh, shit, I don't know. I think it's just spaghetti sauce. Who knows? So, okay. So if this thing chugs out again, we'll take a look and see. So, I'm using Photoshop. Okay, I'll close some of these Photoshop programs or extra pages I had open too. Don't save. What I do when I color is I'll have the page I'm working on open, and then I'll have other pages from the same scene open so I can make sure I keep things consistent and I can sample colors. So the page in front of you that you're watching be colored, I will create a small version of that has a smaller DPI, dots per inch size, so the file size gets smaller, and I'll have it open on my computer screen right here, right next to the new one I'm coloring. That way I can copy colors and the daylight and the texture of the bricks and the building and make sure I'm referencing correctly the same colors from page to page. You have to keep the scenes in the same color. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as people trickle in here, I can let people know what we're up to. We're working on Truth, Justice, American Way. We're working on Aaron Lopresti's Wraith of God. These are really fun independent comics. Would it be crazy to consider supporting independent artists like myself that bravely, oh yes, brave, I love to call myself a hero, bravely struck out on their own to give you fans exactly what you've been clamoring for? You know what I mean? Tatsunami giving me a little correction. It's not just Danka, it's Danka Shonen. Danka Shane, Danka Shon. I don't know. And let's see. Luna Comics with the deep question. What is the definition of justice? Is it the punishment of the wicked? Is it where evil loses? Is it fairness or is it equal treatment? I would just say it's balance. I mean, the symbol we're using for him is a scale, right? So, hey, Teflon Ron is here. Teflon, you are a mod. Zap any of those weird Russian porno bots if they come in here because they jumped in last night. Me and Tari were playing whack-a-mole with those damn things, trying to get them out of here. So, yeah, Ron, if you see those, don't hesitate to terminate. That rhymes, and you know it rhymes. But yeah, I hope you enjoy watching me work on that page I'm playing for you guys. It's kind of weird that I'm working on something different as you guys watch me work on that. That is kind of, but I figured that out the other day. Like, hey, I want to show them what I'm working on, but I don't want to spoil Aaron's stuff. That would be impolite of me to spoil Aaron's book without his blessing. I don't have the right to do that. It don't belong to me. It belongs to Aaron. So. Yeah. So Skip Edwards Art says RIP. I always say RIP, and then people correct me that it's RIP. I'm a fan of saying RIP. I've just always said it that way in my head, but I do think people say RIP. I think I'm on my own there, saying RIP. I think most people say RIP, but I would say RIP bots. That's right, you weird foreign porno advertisement bots. We don't want any of your filth in here. Take it somewhere else. You're trying to corrupt my friends, lead them down the garden path. Absolutely. Or as they say in French, Absolument. See, there's my 3 years of French in high school that I shouldn't have taken. So now that more people are in here, I'm going to give you a little peek into what is truth, justice, American way, because everyone's asking. People have been asking. People are talking about it everywhere in the media. You see it on Fox News, CNN. Everyone is talking about it. What is truth, justice, American way about? We know that Gabe and Dave Williams and Gary Martin are some of the best artists on earth. We get that. I want to get excited about this book. I want to know what it's about before I buy it. I want to be spoiled. That's what you guys are telling me. I want spoilers. Give them to me now. Like Arnold says, do it now. That's an impersonation I can't do. I can't do Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I can do other ones. And it frustrates me that I can't do Trump and I can't do Arnold, but I can do other ones. Pretty dang good too. Truth, Justice, American Way. I'll give you the quick rundown. I gave it when the video opened, so people watching on replay can get a quick look, get a quick feel. Truth, Justice, American Way. They are America's sweethearts. They are most beloved, and not even America. I mean the world. People, but they're from America. They're from the city of New Delphia, Pennsylvania, right? Guardians of that city, guardians of America, guardians of the world. They're fantastic people. They are loved, beloved. They've been saving the world for quite a while now. Kids love to wear their Truth, Justice, American Way, which I'm going to call TJAW. Love to wear their TJAW pajamas while eating their TJAW cereal, while watching their TJAW Saturday morning cartoon and playing with the video games and the action figures and all of it. These are true celebrity superheroes. You'll see them on all the, the Tonight shows and all that stuff, making the audiences just scream and howl and laugh with delight. They are the toast of the world, if not, of the town, if not the entire world. People love these guys. One day, absolute disaster strikes. Lives are lost, and it's gruesome. It's horrible, guys. And in the fallout, people in the media start questioning, did Truth, Justice, American Way do everything they could to prevent this awful tragedy? Or were they too busy hot dogging, enjoying being celebrities? Are they really in this to help people? Or are they in this for glory and fame and all that? And it looks bad. Some of the stuff that starts coming out in the news media looks awful. And it reaches a point, an explosion, a firestorm of negative press, and Truth, Justice, American Way, the government turns on them. They want to sanction them, capture them, punish them. The military turns on them. And their friends abandon them. Everything goes wrong. Their bank accounts are frozen. Just everything goes wrong with them. They have to go on the run. They have to go into hiding. And my wife's interrupting me while I'm trying to pitch this to you guys. What do you need, huh? You're leaving? Okay. All right. Bye. Yeah, I put the red light that says I'm on the air, though. Remember you guys got me that for Christmas? See you later. You could have texted me that. So, yeah, this is a free show, guys. This is a free show. So, anyway, everything goes wrong in Truth, Justice, American Ways lives. They go on the run. They're being pursued by the authorities, by the government, by everyone. And no, my wife is a delight. My wife is a delight. I love her and appreciate her very much. And they've got to solve this, guys. They have to figure out who did this attack, who really did this, what's going on, and can they even trust each other? There's 3 of them. They think they know each other, and they're going to have to stick to their strength of character. They have superpowers and all that, but they're going to have super hearts and minds, and they're going to have grit and determination to get through this. Because they got to figure out who did this and why and prove it. Because if they don't do it fast enough, a new disaster is coming that will cost millions of lives. So the stakes couldn't be higher. So Truth, Justice, American Way, that's what it's about. So, absolutely. Let me check on the chat as I work. Vero Frady, I'm glad to see that you're still humble enough to take advice. Love it. Here's the thing about me, and I don't think I deserve praise for this, but thank you. I have a very curious mind. And when someone knows more than me about anything, I recognize it easily and I listen. That's how you win, guys. Never rest back on what you do know. Who cares? You know what you're good at. Whatever you're good at, great. Thank God that you're good at something. Always walk around all day, every day doing this. What don't I know? And where can I learn it? What don't I know? What don't I know? What don't I know? Do not let Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert and the latest celebrities and athletes and idiot politicians who just want to steal from you, don't let them tell you what's true. Go find out for yourself. Do the hard, boring work of research. All the information you want to know about everything is out there. You just have to weed through the signal to noise ratio. You have to weed through fake news, right? Everyone telling you something has an agenda. You know what I mean? Even me, my agenda right now is to improve your life. My other agenda is to get you to appreciate what I'm doing and to love my work and to buy my book. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd be a fool to sit here and try and play coy like I didn't want you to buy it. I want you all to buy 1,000 copies apiece. So please hit that link in the description and check out this book. It is of the highest quality. You know, David Williams, penciler and co-creator and co-story man. And then myself, you know, I helped create some of these characters and all that. Dave had the germ of the idea. I will give Dave credit for that. Dave came to me with this concept, told me to like write a plot and create some villains and create some other characters. So I did that. But we're co-writers of the story. I'm the main script guy. I think I'm going to end up doing most of the dialogue because I have a way with words. Oh man, I had such a burning insult there that I didn't say because I don't want to get dirty. Here's what I was going to say, but I'm not going to say it, okay? I know that's a country. I'll say I have a way with words, ask your mama. Now, okay, that's PG-13, I know. I don't mean that. It was funny. I don't mean things like that, but I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I usually try to keep it clean. I know I used to swear a lot, but I think that makes me look a low class. It's a habit I've been trying to break forever. If you say bad words, I'm not here to censor you. It's just my own personal choice. I don't want to be that way anymore. So I'll say flippin'. I'll say hosh posh. I'll say fiddlesticks. I'll say gold darn it. But no, I'm loving life, man. Things are great right now. I just spent the last week almost in Vegas. It was really fantastic. It was absolutely outrageous. I went to UFC 272 on Saturday with my son, Covington versus Masvidal, and some other great fights. I've never been to a UFC fight in person, and it was electric. It was amazing. It was amazing. Well, I have to remember to get a drink as I talk to you guys, because when I talk a lot like this and project my voice, when I do that, your throat can get a little dry. So, but yeah, UFC 270 was amazing. So, and then my son went home because he has a job. So that was Saturday. Then he flew home on Sunday. My wife stayed in Vegas. We got a huge suite at the MGM Grand, probably my favorite place to stay. And we were just there. She would work during the day, telecommute, and I would hang out and work on a little bit of artwork and stuff. And then we go out at night to all the awesome restaurants. And I don't gamble. I mean, I've tried, you know, a tiny bit. I don't drink, but I still love Las Vegas. Probably my favorite town to visit. Although I'll admit, this is not embarrassing, but it's like a little bit shocking, I guess. I've never visited a foreign country, ever. I've been to Tijuana. It's like 25 miles from here, so I don't really feel like that counts, you know. I could be in Tijuana in half an hour. I could just drive down there and cross the border. I won't right now. I don't want to. It's a little dangerous down there. So, yeah, I've never been to a foreign country. So when I say Las Vegas is my favorite place to visit, you have to understand that's coming from a limited set of experience. Never been to Europe, never been into South America, never been to Asia. I definitely want to travel this year, though. And the first place I want to go is Japan, I think, or Spain. I want to go to Japan just because it seems so different. And I want to go to Spain because it seems very, you know, my wife is fluent in Spanish. I can speak broken Spanish. So I think we'd do good there. I definitely want to see England, you know, Wales and Scotland and London, you know, and maybe I could talk in a Liverpudlian accent. That wasn't even close to a Liverpool accent. I was trying to do the Beatles accent, and you just watched me faceplant trying to do it. So, and I was bragging earlier that I could do accents and impersonations. Let me check on the chat as I slowly color this page. Let's see. Timmy Mello. Someday, I'm hoping to do comics of my own, possibly in relation to the paranormal, and seeing the work you guys. So with your craft and dedication, extremely inspiring to try this field. Listen, Timmy Mello, do it today. Here's how you get motivated. Pick the smallest thing you can do to accomplish a goal and then do it. All your goals are built out of tiny particles. Did Timmy Mello do this little thing? Okay, put it there. Did he do this little thing? Put it there. Nothing I'm doing is giant. When you put it all together, it's giant. But everything I'm doing is just a molecule, and you're capable of that right now, Timmy. So don't say someday. I love that you have a little bit of motivation. Now let me push you a little bit. Today, draw a one-panel comic strip, like a Far Side, like a Dilbert, like a Garfield, but one panel. Do one molecule of work. And then tomorrow, do another molecule. And the next day, do another one. Success is not about one big bite that wins it for you. It's about consistency. Can I do this little bit every day? You can do it. Draw a rectangle, like do it now. and then draw like a shoulders and a head, and then add a word balloon. And you are a cartoonist when you do that. Just do it. It can look like dog crap. See, I'm trying not to cuss. It can look like crap. That's not the point. The point is you did it. So awesome, dude. I'm glad you want to do it. Do it. Do it. Do it now. That's my terrible Arnold impersonation, okay? Paulus Arts hasn't had a filter on his mouth in over a decade. Well, I'm trying. It's hard, but I want to like get that out of my life, all the cussing. Do you have a favorite Batman story, favorite Superman story, favorite Wonder Woman story? I have a favorite Batman story. It's called Batman the Animated Series from the early 90s. It's freaking amazing. Superman and Wonder Woman stories? No, I haven't read enough of their comics, even though I worked on them. I don't find those two, this is going to shock you guys. I never found them that intriguing, those two characters, because Batman hogged all the attention from me. But when I got into Wonder Woman and Superman, working on them and learning a little bit of the lore, then they became exciting to me. So I didn't, in my younger years, I didn't get into it. So that was not nervous drinking. It's Ripper. What's a man? Ripper. Young Ripper. For those of you that don't know, Eric July, I'm working on a comic with him. I already finished it. It's about 100 pages. The Ripperverse starts with Gabe and another person I won't name because Eric hasn't named, but I'm definitely working for him, and I love working for him. I'm going to do a lot more for him. So it's not nervous drinking. It's hydrating unfiltered San Diego municipal water. Gabe, are you taking questions? At this time, no. Just kidding. I'm taking questions for sure, man. Spain is a beautiful country. Go ahead and ask, EP, but I'm trying to catch up. Do you feel like Eastman and Laird changed the indie comic industry forever? Yeah, I think so. I think they hit an effing home run, and I think it was amazing. Ruby King wants to know, are there any supervillains? Well, it's funny you should ask that. I mean, it's actually hilarious. No, just kidding. Let me see if I can show you something. I won't say anything because I'm still keeping a little bit of stuff secrety, but things will be rolled out in the next weeks. Let me pop this up real quick here. Okay, let's show this. Okay, we got open. We got this. Now, I'm not going to say these are villains. If it wasn't me talking, I would say they were, they won't, who knows. But I will say this. Let's see. Hold on. How do I get this to the top? Oh, no. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to use OBS to edit something here. I'm not going to say those are villains. I'm just going to say if you stood in front of a red up light and then lightning hit behind you, you look badass too. These could be friends of the good guys, the main good guys. Who can really say, right? Who can really say? So anyway, back to the speed painting. Are there bad guys? Absolutely, there are bad guys in this book because you can't have a mountain without valleys, right? The guy who created Garfield has a net worth of $800 million. I bet. Yeah. So, Ruby, that answered your question, hopefully. Are there any supervillains in your comics? There definitely are, and they're as bad as they come. Awful, awful people. What about the villain, Wyrag Nitram, the Viking Lord Wyrag Nitram? For those of you that want to know the answer to the secret of the evil Wyrag Nitram, you'll have to watch my launch stream from like 2-3 weeks ago and look out for that name. It's in there somewhere. Secrety noun used by comic professionals as slang. See Gabriel El Taib. Secrety, yes. Secrety is a word, but I wouldn't say it's a noun. Secrety is an adjective because it's a describing word. Don't mess with me on made up adjectives, buddy. The English language has so many words, and I am not afraid to make up new ones. Listen. At the end of the day, all words are made up, right? They were all eventually, if you go all the way back, every word was just a noise someone made with their face. And then everyone agreed that meant sandwich. So I'm not afraid to make up words. It's something I take pride in. Luna Comics. So would you recommend a new comic creator to join Comicsgate? If so, what advice can you give business-wise and making sure you don't get ripped off? I'm telling you this, what I told Mello, what's his name? Sorry, I forgot your name. It's the first time I saw your name, Mello. Everything we do is a molecule. That's all it is. It's tiny. Marcus Aurelius, my favorite Roman emperor. How many of you have favorite Roman emperors, right? He said the best way to keep intrinsic motivation is to focus on the current step. So if you have to run 10 miles, don't say to yourself you're running 10 miles. Say to yourself, I'm running to that mailbox over there. And when you get there, say, okay, I'm running to that tree over there. When you get to that tree, say, okay, I'm running to the lake. And just take it a bite at a time. Something that you can emotionally handle at a time, just say that. Because Mello, I forget his full screen name, was saying he wants to do comics someday. So I said, do it today. You don't have to do a whole 120-page graphic novel. Draw a rectangle like Gary Martin on the far side and draw a one. You don't even draw a background. Just draw the head and neck and shoulders. Open the mouth and write a word balloon, and you're a cartoonist instantly. Now do that every day, molecule after molecule after molecule, and all of a sudden, you're Jim Lee. That's how it works. The mechanism of success is scientific. And here's the great news. You're always building something. The molecules, they're stacking up whether you like it or not. Picture life kind of like Tetris, right? The blocks in Tetris, for those of you, you got to be familiar with this game, right? It's like the greatest selling video game of all time. It's on every system you can imagine. Calculators, cell phones, the old Macintosh from the 80s. Tetris is everywhere. And those blocks, picture those blocks like challenges or things you need to accomplish in life. They come at you. You don't get to choose what shape they are, but you have to find a way to fit them in. And you don't get to stop the blocks, right? They just keep coming. That's life. Your progress keeps coming. You choose what to do with those Tetris blocks. So every moment of your life that comes at you, choose, add another block, and eventually you have this great thing built. It's success has to happen if you do that. It has to. There's no way around it. And I'll prove to you how I know I'm right about that. All of you believe failure has to happen. If I told you that you had to be confined to your bed and watch Netflix 12 hours a day and drink 8 double fudge milkshakes every day, and you weren't allowed to exercise, would you be confident that you'd be really, 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 really fat after 6 months of doing that? You'd be confident that that would happen. You would believe in the Tetris blocks of evil things happening to you, like getting really fat and sick and getting really unhealthy. You can believe in that easily. Why can't you believe in good easily? Forget good and evil. Forget that you want this one and you don't want that one. Forget that for a minute. Good and evil matter. But when you're looking at the system of success, understand it's just blocks coming. And you just have to, okay, I put this one here. I put this one here. I put this one here. And it has to happen, your success. Just like getting fat from the milkshakes has to happen. It has to. I understand there are outliers, there are circumstances, but the exceptions, guys, they prove the rule. You know what I mean? So let's see. Tari says, Gabe, what is your tip on creating a good character? Asking for a friend. Just kidding. Asking for myself. I would say infuse them with humanity. You know what I mean? We all know. You have all the experience you need to understand what a human is, how they think, how they feel, how they rationalize, all these different things. Make them relatable. Make them special. Make them someone that everyone would like. And they don't even have to be nice. Like the great example, Sherlock Holmes. He's kind of a jerk. He's arrogant. He mistreats women. He's just super arrogant, but we like him because he's brilliant and he sees the thing that nobody else sees. He sees the clue, and that's what we like. Like, look at Hannibal Lecter, eats people. But we like him a little bit because he's weirdly charming, right? So make your character likable. It doesn't mean likable like a wishy-washy pushover loser. That's why I chose Hannibal Lecter and Sherlock Holmes, because they're not nice dudes, but people like them. And you know they like them because people spent millions of dollars buying the books and watching the movies, right? So make your character likable, and then I would also give them a superpower. Like, Sherlock Holmes has that superpower of intellect and observation. Clint says he likes Sherlock because he mistreats women. Well, I'm not going to say much about that. Yeah, Teflon Ron. Wolverine is definitely not nice, but he's so popular. Wolverine's a jerk. He's a murderer, but he's super tough and badass. And Wolverine, to me, epitomizes never giving up. His superpower of the regenerating body, that's what that is a metaphor for to me. That even though he's slashed and stabbed and guts spilled out, his eyeball blown up, everything happens to him, he just keeps coming and coming and coming like the Terminator. And that's actually a good message to tell people. You know what I mean? So, is there a comic creator you want to do a cover for you, like how Ethan wants Tom McCarran to do a cover for Cyberfraud? Yes, I want Jim Lee to do a cover for Truth, Justice, American Way. I'll pay him his DC rate too. Gabe, I hope your campaign hits 6 figures, young lady. Your passion is an injection of inspiration into CG. These characters and art from everyone is killing. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, let everyone you know to back the book. This thing's going to be on sale for a while. It's going to be in demand, all of that. We're going to hit 6 figures, I'm certain. I got off to a little bit of a start where I'm learning, guys. This is the first time I've ever done this in my life. I'm learning how do I advertise, what works, what doesn't work. And to me, again, it's all A/B testing. So when I see those, what I was telling you guys earlier, those Tetris blocks of life coming at me, I just grab them and arrange them and see what works. And I know, and I don't get upset. I know everything doesn't work. There are some things I've tried behind the scenes, guys, to sell this book, and it hasn't worked. There are other things I've done. I go, oh, That's good. You know what I mean? So I think this live stream stuff works really well, showing you work and then talking to you guys. I did this last night and sold a bunch of books. That's part of my motivation for doing this today. I love spending time with you guys and talking to you, inspiring you, and all of that. But yeah, definitely, I want to sell books, and I think this is a neat way to do it. You know, Silvern Thane. Hey, Gabriel, I'm working on an idea for a webcomic. Is 28 too late to start your career? How dare you? Jim Lee hired me when I was 29, and I wanted to work for him since I was 12. So no, 28 is not too late to start your career. And they always famously say, and this could be wrong, but I don't care, I'm going to believe it anyway, that Colonel Sanders himself didn't start Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was 65. No, it's not over until they put the dirt on your coffin. Then it's done. I say to the world about my success, if you want to stop me, you're going to have to kill me, because I'm not stopping. I will push forever, no matter what. If this campaign didn't work, and it already has, I've already made a profit on it. Right now, I want to make a huge profit. I want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars off this first campaign. But if it doesn't make hundreds of thousands, I'll just do another one and another one. And you know what? Every time I come back and do a campaign, I'm going to do it better and better. And that's what I'm telling you guys. But a molecule, just, okay, here's one molecule of work I did. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Look at how your body grows. One cell at a time, right? First, you're a single cell. You get half your DNA from your mom and the dad, the sperm and the egg, right? Those two right there, zygote, right? You know, the two gametes join and they make the zygote. This is biology class with Professor Geed. You know, the two gametes, they meet together, the ova and the sperm. And no, so you start off as a single cell, right? And look at you now, trillions of cells or whatever. So you are built one little bit at a time. So's your success. So don't give me this, I'm going to start later. There is no later. There's no later, guys. You're in the moment now. And when you say you're going to start later, you're not appreciating now. And right now, the fact that you're alive right now and you have a chance to do anything is a miracle. So appreciate it. Oh, $5 super chat from Vero Frady. Okay, you got me. Also just ordered raw ash can. Call it a tip if you wish. That's how we do it, baby. That's how we do it. Vero Frady, Dankeschön. Gracias, grazie, thank you, and I don't know how any other language I could say right now. You used to be a zygote. You do have the gift of gab, Gabe. Well, my name does start with Gab. Well, it starts with gay, my name actually. It's gay, but so but there you go. Deep, Gabe, deep. That's right. What mistakes do you feel the image creators made when they first started out that you can learn from? I was a kid when all that was happening, so I don't know. I wasn't observing their mistakes. I was just blown away by Spawn and Pitt and Wildcat. And it was just like, it was like getting uppercutted 15 times in a row by Mike Tyson. How amazing that stuff was. Just, Wildcat, Spawn, Pitt. Like, I couldn't believe what was happening. And that's what we're doing here in Comics. It's Image 2.0. It is. We have freedom. It's amazing. How about an Arthur Adams cover for Truth, Trust, American Way? Dave Williams' favorite artist is Arthur Adams. David Williams, the penciler for this very book. Perfect example, Teflon Ron says. Mandy Summers, Ethan broke down her growth up until now. Each campaign got better. Now she's got a Dale cover on her current campaign. Yeah. So this, I'm thankful to God for this book and whatever it does. If we make $1 more, okay, I made a profit. Awesome. I made up a comic book on my own without the help of Batman or Superman's fame. I made up a comic on my own with David Williams, and we sold it, and we made a profit. That right there is a tremendous blessing. So if I make $1 more, awesome. If I make $1 million more, awesome. But Dave and I, we proved our point that we can do this. And it's God's doing. I give God the glory. He gives me the victory. But absolutely. Vlad Riot, I would like to watch Gabe draw an X-Wing or something. Yeah, I used to do that all the time when I was a little kid in the back of my grandparents' restaurant. Let me get back to work a little bit because I took the time out to talk there and wave my hands around. I'm not even Italian, but I like to wave my hands around when I talk. Although I'm probably Italian because I'm Libyan, and I know that they ruled Libya a lot. You know, they had colonies and things there. And, you know, I'm basically Mediterranean. You know, you could say you're Libyan, like I am, like my dad's from Tripoli. But I understand that whole Mediterranean is just mixed. But speaking of Italian, I was in, where was I? I was at Italy. Italy is in the Park MGM Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was in Las Vegas like most of last week. It was so much fun. The world is alive again. There are people out everywhere. I'm so glad. Like the lockdown stuff, no masks, no nothing. and it was really fun. And I went to Las Vegas to watch UFC 272 with my son, and then it was my daughter's 25th birthday on like Wednesday. So as a family, we were there together. It was really a great time. But I was in Italy, which is an Italian food court in this casino, right? And it's awesome. Like they have really, really amazing food there. And I went into the bathroom to wash my hands because I always wash my hands a lot when I'm in Vegas because everyone's touching the slot machines, and before I eat anything, it grosses me out. So I really make sure I wash my hands a lot in Vegas. And that was pre-COVID. I was that way. I'm just one of those people. I if I touch my cell phone, I leave and go to the bathroom, wash my hands, and then finish eating my sandwich. I go in the bathroom, put my hand under the soap dispenser, and I'm not kidding you guys. The soap dispenser, the little motor in it that pumps out the soap automatically, it goes, and I'm like, that sounded like an Italian guy going, da, 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 da. That kind of musical impersonation we do of the way that intonation goes in their voice. So that was a long way to tell a semi-funny joke that I thought that the hand soap pump in the Italian food court sounded like an Italian man himself. Was that funny, guys? I do realize that I'm turning it into a bit of a guy that really loves dad jokes. Like, really. I am 43 and my children are now adults, and I am leaning into the dad jokes. I love that stuff. I'm that guy now. I'm just joking with all the waitresses and all the people that work at the hotel, and when the hand pump did make that, bup, 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 that's how the hand pump sounded. Well, I turned to the guy next to me who was like a janitor, and I told him, the hand pump sounds Italian, and he just started laughing. And I am doing that as I've gotten a little older, just being that dad joke guy that likes to tell everyone silly stuff. So I'm just waiting until I'm in a restaurant and I clean my plate and the waitress like, was it good? And then I'm going to point at the empty plate and say, can't you tell I hated it? I saw a meme of that on the internet. That's very much a dad joke. And I like New Balance shoes. I do. I love cargo shorts. I'll defend cargo shorts forever. I never stopped wearing them, guys. I never stopped wearing cargos, and I never will. Do you still have some of those old drawings? Vlad Wright asked. You're talking about the drawings from my grandparents' restaurant when I was just a baby. No, I have no idea. I have some drawings from middle school where I ripped off a bunch of the panels and pages from the original 4 graphic novels that they sold of Ninja Turtles in 1990. They repackaged like the first 10 or 15 issues into 4 graphic novels, and you could get them it was called Price Club in the 90s. It's Costco now. And those are the first comics I ever really got. And I ripped off a bunch of the pages and panels and poses. There's an alliteration for free. You don't get alliterations on other channels. Pages, panels, and poses. And I did Dragon Clan with my brother. Dragon Clan was one afternoon we were playing toys. I was 12, he was 13. And we were playing with Jinx, the G.I. Joe, the red girl that was a ninja. I had a little piece of clay that I had named Gapi, like he was a blob of clay. I had a Wampa from Star Wars action figure. And we had the black little ninjas from Super Mario Brothers 2. We had a little guy that we made out of that. I don't know if it was a paper doll, but we had him somehow. We had made him ourselves because they didn't sell it. And they were a team, and we were playing toys on the floor. And then I was so inspired by the Ninja Turtle graphic novels, I said, I'm going to make a comic of these guys. And it was called Dragon Clan. And I have that in my old office where my wife works over there, through the garage wall there. I have Dragon Clan. It's like an 8-page comic. And it was about like Star Wars. It was like space and adventure, but it also had comedy in it. And it starts off there like at a party, and this like rich official, like alien guy says, I'll give you 15,000, I'll give you 5,000 K, because I thought it was cool that the 1,000 was denoted with the letter K. But he told the heroes, I'll give you 5,000 K to be traitors. And then our girl Jinx slapped him, and then the heroes had to run. And they like jumped through a window or did something. They were trying to get away to their ship. And I was drawing, and I had to write the word crack, like a huge crack sound effect. And I was with my brother in my bedroom working on this comic, and I couldn't figure out how to spell the word crack for some reason, or crash, or cram, or just some sound effect. And I said, how do you spell crack? And my brother's like, I don't know. And then I heard crack, and I go, that's how you spell crack. I look out my second floor bedroom window, and I see my mom's 1986 white Ford Escort purchased at O'Mara Ford in the north end of Denver before we moved to San Diego. I see her white Ford Escort, and there's the legs of a 23-year-old man hanging out the back window of the hatchback, and there's a shattered motorcycle on the ground, and I hear moaning. So I run and tell my mom someone had hit our car riding a motorcycle. We lived on a really, really like acute, is it acute? Curve. Yeah, obtuse would be open. We lived on a really acute curve when I was little in San Diego, and someone came flying around that curve, lost control of the bike, and it turns out he was test driving it to buy it. So he got effed up, but he didn't die, but he was bloody all over, and it was pretty nasty. And I was a sixth grader, I think, and I had just learned about AIDS in sixth grade, and I had touched the car after he was gone and all that, and I noticed I touched a piece of bloody glass, but I didn't cut my finger. But I was like, I'm glad I didn't cut my finger because I learned about AIDS at school. I remember the day we learned about AIDS, my very best friend, I'd known him since fourth grade. We were now in sixth grade. So that I've known him since 1988, and this was like 1990. We were riding the bus home, and he was drinking a Coke, and I said, "Hey, can I have a sip of your Coke?" And he said, you could get. He was worried about the AIDS stuff he'd learned about. I of course don't have AIDS, and I definitely didn't have AIDS in sixth grade, but I don't have it now, and I never will. But yeah, I remember that. I remember my friend not sharing his drink with me because he learned that in school that day. I don't know if they went over that though, like you don't share a drink with someone. I know they said don't share needles. Jeez. Don't take medical advice from me. I'm not a doctor. All right, let me check on the chat because I've been coloring and ignoring you guys. You know some art exercises to do to start the day every day. Listen, Luna, whatever you want to be good at, repeat it. It's repetitions. It's commitment. I told you guys that. You build it molecule by molecule, okay? Gabe, us taking the live stream up 9 notches. 9,000 more like it. Just kidding. Who would you cast as Justice in the TJAW movie? I would reanimate Charles Bronson's corpse. That is in such poor taste. I would wish that Charles Bronson was still alive and kicking. Golly, I'm sorry I said that. Charles Bronson is Justice. And that dude who's on Reacher on Amazon, he's American Way for sure. Faux show, as the kids say. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. CG should have its own universe. That would be fire. Yeah. Yeah, I could see people crossing stuff over. We have our own universe. Truth, Justice, American Way. This is the birth of a universe. Oh, you see on screen there the black and white? That's to check my composition. Colors are important, the colors you pick, but the difference between lightness and darkness is how your brain first understands shape. And shape is the most important part of a composition of any illustration. So sometimes I'll slap a black and white adjustment layer. If you look on the right, those little white squares on that menu there, you can put an adjustment layer in Photoshop of black and white, and you can test things out. You'll see here I put a shadow on American Way's leg way later in this video. This is a 3-hour video. I'm not going to play it all today. I'll play more of it later. But I put a shadow on his leg and I erase all of it and I start over. You know what I mean? I start over later. So, but I hope you're all getting an education in coloring as you watch that. Let's see. Alan Richson, that's who it is. That's who will play American Way. And then Charles Bronson's grandson, who I don't even know if this person exists, who looks exactly like him, will play a Justice. And then for our lady friend, who is our lady? Who would play Truth? Because we need a killer for Truth. We need a lady so beautiful that even the most alpha Chad dude would be a little afraid to talk to her. Who absolutely is that way? Yeah. Because I'm thinking like you're these stunners, and she's half Ethiopian, half Greek. We don't have to stick to that. We just someone that can approximate the look of the brown skin. Zoe Santana, but I think you meant Zaldana Charles Lee. That's a good suggestion. I would love, yeah, but she's too old for the role now. No insulting, but I would love Pam Grier. I thought she was a very pretty lady. Who else? I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it would have to be someone with gorgeous hair. Ooh, Carl Urban for Justice. He pulled off Dredd just fine. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a great one. For those of you coming in late, I'm going to go over for the third time. Some of you already heard it. I'll try and make it fast. What the hell is Truth, Justice, American Way about? Because the artwork is amazing. But Gabe, oh my gosh, I mispronounced my own name. Let's just take a moment for that. I mispronounced I said Gabe. But I have a good explanation why. I was going to say Gabe and Dave, and I was going too fast, and I mushed them together. Gabe, that could just be like, how there was Bennifer when Ben Affleck was dating Jennifer Lopez? Maybe me and Dave as an art team is Gabe. Gabe hasn't told us enough about this story yet, and it's too awesome to contain. Truth, Justice, American Way are America's sweethearts, and not just the world. Everyone loves these people. Kids will sit there in a TJAW, Truth, Justice, American Way, TJAW t-shirt, playing with the toys, eating the cereal, watching the cartoon. They're on the late night talk shows. Only in our universe, there is no Colbert. There's no Jimmy Kimmel, please. Ugh, don't like those guys. But on cool late night talk shows, our heroes are there, they're guests, the crowd's laughing. Everyone loves these people everywhere they go, taking pictures. They're the toast of the town. They're the toast of the world. They're not toast, they're an entire loaf of delicious bread. Everyone loves these people. They're just amazing heroes. They've saved the world countless times, and they thrill all their fans, which is pretty much everyone. One day, absolute disaster strikes. Lives are lost. It is devastating. And the world freezes. Everyone stops, like, how did this happen? And in the fallout in the news, people start to ask, did they really do enough to prevent this? What did they know? When did they know it? And then people start looking into the media. The media starts attacking them. Hey, when this other disaster happened, did it have to be that bad? Because they could have done X, Y, and Z. Are they just hot dogging it? Are they just happy to be celebrities? What the hell's going on here? Are they really heroes? Or are they in this for the fame? And their reputation is destroyed. Senators, congresspeople, people start going after them. Now the government turns on them. They want to sanction them. They want to arrest them. They want to bring them for questioning. The military is sent, everything. They have to run from where they're based. You know what I mean? They have to go on the run. They have to go into hiding. Their friends abandon them. Their bank accounts are frozen. Their lives are destroyed. They are brought low. Everything they have, their world is crumbled to dust. And now they've got to figure out who did this attack and why. And even part of it, they question each other, like, can we trust each other? They've been family for so long, and they think they can trust each other. So they're going to have to rely on their tradition and their instinct and their hearts and their minds, because they got superpowers. That's fine. But they're going to have to rely on their character, their strength of mind to get through this, to expose who did this and why. Because if they don't do it fast enough, a way bigger disaster is coming that is going to cost millions and millions of lives. That is what the first volume of Truth, Justice, American Way is about. So, yeah. What about Zazie Beetz for Truth? She was in Deadpool. She's pretty, but she's very pretty. I don't know if she has the exotic enough look, though. You know what I mean? She's very cute looking, she's very young and cute. I think she's a little too young looking, but I wouldn't say no. But yeah, she's very pretty lady. That Zazie Beetz or Zazie Beetz. I don't know how to say it. Maybe when Zendaya reaches her 30s. She's in her 20s. Zendaya, I gotta say, not a fan. Not a fan of Zendaya and her whole vibe. Not a fan. James McPhee, KFP System Betruer. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm sold. Well, please, friend, hit the link, buy the book. You're gonna love this. Dave, I'm gonna call it Gabe. That's me and Dave combined. And Gary Martin, fabulous 40+ year career as an inker. We're at the top of our game, baby. I have 20-something years at DC Comics and other publishers. Dave has over 30 years. Gary has 40. If we add another guy, we'll make sure he has over 50. We'll just keep upping it by a decade every time we add a guy. So you've got 3 guys that have almost 90 years of comic experience. I've never missed a deadline in all my years as a professional illustrator. Dave he designed Ben 10, Batman and Superman animated series, all that. Like we are masters of what we do here. And I don't say that to brag. I say that so you can buy with confidence. You're going to get the highest quality thing from dudes who love what they're doing. And it is a privilege. And I sincerely mean this. I know what's going on with the gas prices, the food prices, everything, the heating, if you still have cold weather where you live. I know what's going on. I pay bills too. I got a wife and kids and a mortgage. And thankfully, I live in San Diego, so we don't have huge heating bills. But our gas is more expensive than anyone. I know what's going on with money. So when you fork over money to me, I'm going to give you everything I have. Everything I have. I'm going to leave it out on the field because money is tight for a lot of people. I'm in a good position and I thank God for it. But I remember the old days. I remember when I first got married when I was 18 years old. I remember what it was like to struggle and all that. So anyone that is gracious enough to give me a red cent, you're going to get everything from me and Dave and Gary. Absolutely. It's a privilege to have you guys buy this from us. Absolutely. And that is not lost on me. My grandfather ran a Mexican restaurant for 50 years. My father is a chef and it's kind of a freelance job too. And my uncle's a lawyer. The men around me growing up ran their own businesses. My uncle ran his law office, he didn't work at a firm. He ran his own. So the men around me, the 3 main men in my life, they ran a business. I know what customer service is about. You walk into Gabe's restaurant, it's hello, here's your table. Would you like something to drink? We'll bring out a basket of chips and salsa. We are serving you. Because money, I know what it is for a lot of people right now. So I really, really appreciate anyone that purchases this book. You will get my best effort. And I think you can feel it. I think you can feel my passion and enthusiasm for this book. I love this. This is why I've always wanted to do this. When I started drawing at like 3 years old in the back of that Mexican restaurant, I started drawing Star Wars battles. That's what inspired me to draw was the movie Star Wars, the first three of, um, and and I am there again. I feel like I'm a 6-year-old kid or a 3, 4-year-old kid drawing in the back of La Famosa, my grandparents' restaurant. That's what you guys have given me. So I'm going to give you what I got. And I come from a football background. I played a lot and coached a lot, and I'm not really concerned with winning or losing. I'm concerned with did I give everything I had. That's all that matters. Of course, we want to win. We want to win every game when we're football players or coaches. Absolutely, I want to win every game. No one's undefeated, and you have to be okay with setbacks and challenges. And I actually thank God for problems, setbacks, challenges, because that's when you get better. When you win, you don't get better because you don't have anything to question yourself about. You don't have anything you can really learn. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely love you guys. You guys are the best. Let me check on the chat really quick. Hold on. James McPhee, KFP, System Betruer. Don't know what that means, but it sounds kind of neat. Your sincerity shines through, man. I mean this. I mean this. When someone like me has a great career at DC Comics, made a lot of money. I made 6 figures as a mainstream freelance artist until COVID hit. And then after that, I was making like 60,000 during COVID, like 60, 70,000 a year. I could have just stayed at DC and those companies for the next 20 years and retired and been ashamed of myself that I helped them make SJW garbage, insult our culture, and ruin these myths and legends that I didn't even build. I have no right to ruin that stuff. So I had to stand on principle and say, no, I will not do that with you people. And I sacrificed my career for our culture. So I want you to join me in that fight. And you join me in that fight by buying my book. Absolutely. I would directly ask you to please buy it. I mean what I'm doing. Talk is cheap. I'm talking right now. But you see my actions. You see where I did sacrifice my career there. I didn't get fired. I resigned, guys. I wrote them an email in early October saying I'll finish my contracts, but I have new opportunities. I was very polite and kind, and they were very polite until they saw me talking on Ethan's show. Then they didn't like so much of what I had to say. But I'm not going to hide the truth. What they're doing, it's ugly, but I don't want to focus on ugliness. I was talking yesterday about judo. I've never taken it. I think it's the martial art where you use the enemy's momentum against them. So if they throw a punch, you grab the punch and then you use that momentum to flip them. I think that's judo. I could be wrong. Forgive me if I am. And that's what I want to do with my anger. When my anger comes to me and says, Gabe, breathe fire and attack people and be mean and evil and screaming, I will take that energy and say, no, I will not do stuff like that. It's hard to fight it. It really is. I'm so passionate about comics. I've dreamed of being this since I was a little boy, and to have it be ruined by woke stuff, it hurts and it makes me so angry. But I have to give that to God, and I have to take that anger and say, no, I'm gonna make something good. And I'm not gonna defeat the woke. I'm not gonna defeat the SJWs. That's not what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make art so good, so fun, so amazing, so beautiful, they're gonna convert. They're gonna come to my side. They're going to say, well, we don't like Gabe because he said blah, blah, blah about whatever, Truth, Justice, American Way and Superman and all the stuff I said that I thought they were doing was wrong. And they're going to say, yeah, we don't like him, but his book looks cool. And then they're going to read it and go, we don't like him, but the book was cool. It was fun. It was really exciting. And then they're going to realize, oh, he's selling this book and the customers like it. He's happy. The customer's happy. And there's no strife. There's no discord. We're all getting what we're here for. I'm getting to make beautiful art. I'm getting to make a huge pile of money and support my wife and kids. And you guys are getting a great product that inspires you and lifts you up. Where's the downside? Everyone is winning. It's win, 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 right? So, I'm absolutely sincere about this. And don't take my word for it. Look at my actions. Look at me leaving DC Comics and going globally on the news and not afraid to back down, standing up to one of the biggest companies in the world and telling them, no, you're wrong. This is evil, and I won't be a part of it. I won't be a part of telling white people they're racist pieces of crap. I won't be a part of telling patriotic people that they're garbage. I won't be a part of victimizing gays and blacks by telling them they're permanent victims and they have no way out of their problems unless they destroy white men. I will not be a part of that discord at all. What I will do is make gorgeous art. Look at what's happening in front of you on the screen. Look at me render that hair masterfully. And these beautiful illustrations by Dave and Gary Williams. I'm creating people out of thin air. Dave Williams and Gary Martin. Look at what we're doing here. We love what we're doing. So absolutely sincerity. Yeah, couldn't be more sincere about this. Let me check on the chat because I work and then I look at the chat and I work and I look on the chat. He says preach, but he got so excited he misspelled it. So thank you, James Allen. Please come on my show next week. Let's see. Judo? Oh, you're talking about martial arts. Okay. Okay. I thought you were talking about what are the really good matzah? The really good crackers. I'm like a 1/16th Jew because my grandma's dad was a Syrian Jew, so she would be half. My mom would be eighth, right? No, my mom would be a quarter. So I'm eighth. I don't. I'm an artist, not a mathematician. Hold on. Grandma's half. Mom is quarter. So then I'm an eighth. Yeah. So I'm an eighth Jewish, I guess. An eighth Syrian Jew on my Mexican side. I don't even know if this is true. I just heard it. So yeah. People are telling me it's Aikido, Steven Seagal style. Yep, judo or Aikido. Speaking of Steven Seagal, tune into my show on Wednesday nights. Let me grab something from across the garage. If you mention Steven Seagal's name on my show, he will appear. I am the world's biggest Steven Seagal fan. This is an amazing painting by Norioshi Orai. This is the Japanese release of Above the Law. It was called Nico on some of the international releases. My wife bought me that. It was like $300 on eBay or something. It's a gorgeous poster. I have it framed in my office here. But absolutely love Steven Seagal's first like 5 movies. They're amazing. Let me check up on the chat and then get back on the page. Hold on. Charles Lee. Hey Gabe. You were there when Bendis came over from the steaming pile or called Marvel. You think that he kind of opened up that door a little further for the reason that you left? I worked with Bendis on Young Justice, and I don't think that book was SJW. I think it was a beautiful adventure book with kids, and I was so proud of that. Scott Godlewski, and the main artist was John Timms, but also Scott Godlewski. And I was absolutely thrilled to work on that. And I had a good time. And I didn't feel like it was too weird SJW. I mean, it was a little modern and left-leaning in some of the themes and things going on. But I thought it was pretty much a straightforward superhero book. So all my interactions with Bendis were super positive. I didn't have a lot of interaction with him. But I don't have a problem with that man at all. I've never done anything wrong to him, I believe. And he's never done anything wrong to me. And in fact, during COVID, he said he would try to help find me work because DC canceled our book. And he wrote me an email. He said, love you, man. I'm going to try and help you find something. So the fact that he did that when the chips were down, he didn't have to do nothing for me. You know what I mean? So I don't have anything bad to say about the guy. I know people don't like him or whatever, but on a personal level, he was nice to me. It's different when you work there and you talk to these people and you're not on Twitter arguing or whatever. When you talk to people and you relate about your children and your lives and your mortgages, all that I'm conservative and you're liberal, it kind of melts away because you see each other's humanity. You know, I worked with these people, and a lot of them were much more left-wing than me, but I never had a problem. We never argued or talked about that stuff, you know, and I kept my mouth shut about politics because it's Hollywood. You have to, because they are, most people there are very normal, even if they're left-wing or Democratic, they're not bad people. But there's a few far left people that are maniacs, but it's very few. It's like 1%. I'm telling you, I've worked there for 20 years. You know what I mean? Not at DC, but worked in the arts for over 20 years. It's just a few people. It's just a few, but they terrorize and bully everyone. So most people, left and right wing, just do this. They put their head down and go, oh my gosh, is he going to stop? This is crazy. And no one speaks up. And that's a big reason why I spoke up. I'm like, I have to say something. I can't not say something. This is crazy what's going on. And most people there are not for it. They're not. They didn't support it. They thought it was trash. And these people that want to do this stuff and ruin these characters and these heroes, they don't care. They're out of control people. And most people are just terrified of them. And I wasn't. In case you can't tell, I'm not a chicken. I don't care. I don't mind. I don't mind confrontation. Let's see. Charles Lee. Actually, to go back to judo, it is to use your opponent's momentum against them and the ways of using throws and or pins or chokes. Okay, there you go. I'm surprised you didn't have Van Damme in your background today. Well, I don't have a green screen here. I have it here. So let me pull it down and show you why it won't work. See, you can't really see the green screen because I have a camera here over there, and I have a camera over there. When I use this camera, then the green screen is behind me here, and then Van Damme he's back there. You know what I mean? So I have a few cameras. I've got like 3 I also have a camera over on my drawing desk way over there, and I can do some live drawing. I've done that before. So I'm going to go into my kitchen and fill my cup with water. Just keep watching the video, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in under 30 seconds, I think. So. figured this out yesterday. Okay, cool. Everyone, sit. All right, lock it up. I don't know who's here. All right. You guys heard me talking to my son. He's headed out to go watch UFC with some friends. Claude Parrish, have you seen the animated The Boys on Prime? The first one is hysterical. I haven't seen it. I might have to check it out though. What is I see this in here and it concerns me. Teflon, oh, Chair Stream, that's right. Oh, my wife is here. Hail chat. Look at my wife being part of Comicsgate. See that this portion of the show brought to you by Furniture. I actually don't sit. I'm standing right now. I always stand and work. It's much healthier. If you can stand while you work. I'm not a doctor. Don't take medical advice from me. I will always say that. Okay, back to work. And let's see if my wife can answer some of the chat. I'm going to let her take over for a minute while I try and bang out this panel here. I need to focus on this panel for a few seconds. Well, anyway, I'm glad that pitch for the story is working for you guys. For the first few weeks, I didn't have that going in my campaign. It was like, oh, we'll keep things mysterious. And, that's a learning moment for me. I'm not afraid to make a mistake. I think it's important to A/B test things. So we test this, we test that. And I was working under the assumption that keeping everything secretive would drive a lot of curiosity and would that help sales? You know what I mean? But I think, I'm convinced now that doesn't work. And, if you look at every movie, every VHS cassette tape, every movie that's in theaters, they have a trailer. I have a theory on spoilers, guys. Would you like to gather around, listen to your Uncle Gabe tell you his theory? My theory is no one actually gives a crap about spoilers. People like to complain. People say, you spoiled Batman for me or whatever. Like I learned a spoiler about the new Batman, and I won't say it because it could upset somebody, but I will tell you this. Be honest. If I told you in the new Batman movie, Sinestro appears and he dies, okay, that doesn't happen. So I just spoiled it for you. Now you know that doesn't happen. So I guess there's infinite spoilers of what doesn't happen. Sinestro appears, him and Lobo appear, and they die. I told you that, and you found out that was a real spoiler. Would you then not see the new Batman movie? You'd still see it. So I get why people don't want to see spoilers, but I think keeping everything close to the vest. Some people say close to the chest. I say close to the vest. I think keeping everything close to the now I don't know which I say. I'm just confused myself. I think keeping everything too secrety, which is a word I like to make up, secrety, it doesn't work that well. I think people are kind of like, I think it would be like if I had a restaurant and I said, hey, my restaurant's really good. Are you hungry? And you said, yeah, what do you have? And I said, oh, it's good food. Food's really good. Chef's been there. He's been a chef for years. That doesn't create desire in you. So I think when you're doing marketing, one of the first things you do, I think it was Dale Carnegie said on how to win friends and influence people. Create a strong desire in people, So I think when I give you this little synopsis I came up with yesterday, I think that gets you guys fired up that the book is interesting and that we care about it and then it's going to thrill you. So, and I'll go over it again. I've already given the synopsis 3 times, but I'll do it again because I know people come and go on these streams. They can watch for a little bit, or see people they don't watch the first hour or whatever. Let me see how long I've been going to. This coloring video is 3 hours, by the way. Yeah, Teflon Ron. Comics even have preview magazine to show art for upcoming products. Ooh, guys, painful zit right there. You ever get a friend of mine in college called it an undergrounder, where you can't see the zit, but you touch it and it hurts? Ow, I just rubbed my face and I felt an undergrounder. So, looks like the video froze for a second. Yeah. Well, I'm seeing on my StreamYard that my video froze. So you're gonna have to give me just a second for it to catch up. So I stopped working on the coloring the page to see if we can catch it up. Hold on. Seems like we have a little bit of trouble. Are we back? Let's see. Oh, is the Jim Lee cover a possible stretch goal for this campaign? Anything's possible. Everyone has a price. If we raise enough money, I could convince him to do it. People say hell would freeze over first. I don't think so. I know. I have his phone number literally right here. He's the man that hired me. He personally hired me. I was not hired by DC Comics like Human Resources. He hired me because he wanted a new colorist at Wildstorm. So I could absolutely get in touch with him and try and get him to do it. Now, the odds on that, it's not 0. It's a number approaching 0, but it's not 0. So yeah, why not take a shot at it? That'd be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious to get him to do it. I do know him. I've been out to dinner with him multiple times. He gave me and my wife his really exclusive baseball seats to go to the Padre game when he couldn't use them. He was very good to me. I don't hate the guy. I don't hold stuff against him, you know. And I don't know what goes on behind the scenes up there at DC Comics. You know, what power does he have and what power doesn't he have? I don't know. Maybe some of this horrible stuff. Maybe he can't do anything about it. Maybe that's just the nature of his position there. I don't know. It's not my problem. I don't worry about it. Audio is great. Video is 110 frame a second. Oh, yeah. What it is I'm running OBS software. I'm running Chrome. I'm running Safari, and I'm running Photoshop. And this is like a 2017 iMac. So it's a pretty good iMac, but I think it only has 4 gigs of RAM for video memory. So I think the video is what's choking it sometimes. And then when I do certain things in Photoshop, it really taxes the processor. So I'm going to lay off coloring Aaron's page for the rest of this video. I won't work on Aaron's page. I'll go like another half hour or so, and I'll just pay attention to the chat. Let's see. What kind of exclusivity does Shimley have? I mean, he's the face of DC. I have no idea what his contract is, but I'll say this. I would assume it's just like, please don't work for Marvel. I'm guessing though, I have no idea. I obviously haven't read his contract, but it was just like, you can't work for Marvel. I bet you if he did a cover for Image or something like that, it wouldn't matter to DC. Maybe it would, but it would just be like, don't go near Marvel. They're the competition. Charles Lee, once again, Gabe, when you come back, thank you for being my muse towards a 1967. It's going to be that homage of the comic books that probably comic books that I grew up with in the 70s and the early and like 60s. I get your meaning. It's a little confusing writing it, but I get your meaning. Yeah, and what I'm doing here is my love letter to the 80s and 90s stuff. I love the late 80s, early 90s of comics. So you do you, baby. And you're welcome for the inspiration. Teflon Ron, did you see the new Batman movie, Game? I did not see it. Spoil it for me. Spoil it. Spoil away. No, I haven't seen it. I'll see it eventually. I kind of don't care. It looks awesome. It looks like a really well-made movie, like a really good movie. But I don't care because it's like the 5th Batman movie in 15 years. Let's see something else. I know that sounds very dismissive, but it's how I feel, honestly. As an artist, it's like, we've seen this. What else? What else you got? You know what I mean? Let's see something new. Let's see something different. You know, Batman, I get it. He's cool. But, you know, let's have someone else go. Odd Jobs. Hey, Gabe, if you have Netflix, you should watch Old Henry. It's about a farmer in the Wild West who finds an injured man with a load of cash. That sounds cool. I do not have Netflix, but I will order Netflix for 1 month so I can watch Cobra Kai. I do that once a year. I order 1 month's worth of Netflix. I watch Cobra Kai. Then I surf the menu on Netflix. I'm disgusted by the SJW stuff, and I don't watch any of it. So I heard there's a Kanye documentary on Netflix. I want to watch that because I love Kanye West. Let's see. I'll see it this week just because. You're talking about the Batman. Okay. Catwoman says white privilege. Not kidding. I heard that. I don't care. Whatever. It's stupid, but I heard that's the only thing that's that way in the movie. So I think we'll all survive. Charles Lee, thank you, sir. I appreciate the photo confidence. They're very humble about it. What did I say to you? I said something. I'm not sure. Sorry. Claude Parrish. My wife is cooking something that smells awful. Maybe I should take up smoking so there's an excuse to go out for a pack and not come back right away. Claude, if you see a problem and you can do something to help it, help. Go in the kitchen and see if she needs help with cooking. Here's what you do. Make sure your wife can't hear what I'm saying here. Find this horrible cauldron of food your wife has stinking up your house. It's boiling fish or something. Go find it and ask to help. Pick up the pot and then accidentally dump it in the trash and say, oh no, we have to go to Panera for dinner. That's what I would do. That'd be my move. But my wife makes wonderful food. Ow, I'm touching that undergrounder zit again. Ow. I met Martin Cove at Comic-Con. He was the coolest guy I ever met at a con. Why do I know that name? Who's Martin Cove? Martin Cove, is he's the evil Cobra Kai teacher, right? He's the old man. What the hell is his name on the show? He's the old teacher, the old teacher from the old movies. David Blinn looks awesome, Gabe. Thank you. Is Beeflaw in the same universe as TJAW? Beeflaw, TJAW. You know, I would say at this point, no. I think Beeflaw is on an Earth with no superpowers, no superheroes, no aliens, nothing like that. New Ryan Reynolds movie Adam is pretty decent. I'm only halfway through, but enjoying it so far. Well, Sketch 51. We'll wait for the rest of your book report later. My favorite Catwoman is going to be Eartha Kitt. It's going to be, oh, names are escaping for the moment. Wow, the one in Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, wow. And then it's going to have to, that got cut off, Haley Berry. My favorite Catwoman, it's got to be Michelle Pfeiffer. She looked the best. No, what about that Anne? Is it Anne Hathaway? But her costume sucked. It didn't look like a cat or anything. There's a character that harkens at the Golden and Silver Age, which I'd love to crowdfund, but the co-creator is normie and isn't down with CG because of other mutuals pressuring about it. Paulus Arts, make your own characters. If you love this one character, make up one that is similar enough, but you won't get sued. It's very easy. Don't wait for someone else. Don't. Let's see. Daily Wire's The Hyperions was a good movie. I'll have to check that out. Where do you see Daily Wire movies? I don't even know where those are shown. So much going on right now. I do like that there's a parallel economy and a parallel world of art popping up now where conservative is the new punk rock, which is just so hard to believe. But it is. But it isn't when you think about it. It's like counterculture is always where you're going to find new and edgy art happening, whatever the counterculture is. And we just happen to be in a culture that's completely dominated by leftism. So then the counterculture comes out as conservatism, which is fascinating because you don't see that too often. So absolutely. Let's see. Have you seen Nobody on HBO by the makers of John Wick? I haven't, but I saw like the trailer for it. Wasn't that Better Call Saul? And then he was like a former hitman, and now he was like a nerdy whatever. But then he gets called back in action, and he's this like ruthless killer or something like that. That was the premise I got from the trailer. I don't know. The last thing I watched that was brand new was Reacher, and it wasn't woke. And Reacher will see my character on screen right there, American Way. When we have the Truth, Justice, American Way movie, Alan Richman or whatever his name is, he will play our character, this guy from Reacher. He's got the perfect physique, and he does that smirk, the confident, cool guy, the starting quarterback at the high school, that guy. And absolutely, that's who's going to play it in ours. So let's see. DailyWire.com, they launched the trailer for Terror on the Prairie. Gina Carano is super fine. Agreed. Yep, Better Call Saul is the actor in Nobody. What is that guy's name? Odenkirk. Bob Odenkirk, I think. Nobody is good, Gabe. I recommend. Yeah, I'm mostly into old stuff. I watch Charles Bronson movies. I watch Lee Marvin movies. I watch Little House on the Prairie. I watch Seagal and Van Damme. I stay away from new stuff because it's like just so woke. My sweet spot is like 50s to 80s. I think there's a lot of quality stuff in there that's just carefree adventure. It doesn't seem to have a crazy political, agenda. Alan Richson started as Aquaman. What is that? Aquaman on Smallville is his first gig. Paulus Arts. I have my own characters. It's just that I have 20 years put into that other one. Paulus, I don't know what to tell you. If the guy doesn't want to work with you on it because of woke or whatever, I can't help you on that. You're just gonna have to make your own. Believe me, I made my own characters. It's so much more fun this way. It is. Yeah. New entertainment is woke and boring. Yes. Yeah, wokeness breaks story. It breaks the art of writing a story. So yeah. Jensen Ackles, who plays the older brother in Superman, would be a good Justice too. Ooh, I like it. I do picture Justice as older, gritty. I picture Justice as Charles Bronson. That's what I see in my head. But I'm talking like 54, 55-year-old Charles Bronson. I'm not talking a younger one. I'm talking like from Death Wish. Was he pushing 60 in those? I'm talking like Justice to me is like 50-something years old. He's a hard ass, If a group of huge men duct tape you to a chair and open your eyes with toothpicks, would you be able to watch the Bruce Willis version of Death Wish? None of that happened to me, and I watched it anyway. My takeaway from that movie was the woman that played his daughter was fine. I really hope she was 18. She was pretty. We'll just leave it at pretty. She was very pretty, the girl that played his daughter in that movie. That's the only thing I remember about that movie. George Reeves' Superman is a classic show I always go back to. Haven't ever seen it. Seen clips of it, haven't ever seen it. The actor from Reacher did the mocap and played Ralph on those Michael Bay Ninja. Raphael. The best Ninja Turtle, by the way. Raphael, not Michelangelo. He played Raphael in those Michael Bay Ninja Turtle films. Ludacris, just okay, you're talking to him, you're not talking to me. Yeah, so I'm going to go a little bit longer. I'm going to see if I can color again without choking my camera on my computer. This page by Aaron Lopresti right here. Gorge, guys. Gorgeous. Aaron Lopresti is at the top of his game on Wraith of God. He's never been this good. He hasn't. And he's always been good. But when you work for yourself, something different happens. You're in charge of the schedule. You're in charge of everything. And it just, you're able to do your best work. You don't have to do the insane deadlines that they unfortunately always have at Marvel and DC, where everything has to be rushed. It's a real shame that so much of that stuff just gets hacked out, you know? But yeah, this is a great page. I can't even tell you what's on it. It would shock and terrify you if I told you what was on it. But yeah, I definitely want you guys to all, if you ever bought Truth, Justice, American Way yet, please do. Please do. This is a book right from the heart from Dave and I. And we want to push this thing 6 figures, young lady. Definitely for sure. And I think we will. We've got the first 30 days coming to a close. We're definitely going to have another 30 days. And then I think I'll leave it in demand. I think people tend to like that. I'm not going to do that thing Malin does, and it works for him. I'm not criticizing him. I'm just saying for me, I'm not going to do the thing where I don't leave it in demand. I'm gonna leave. I don't see why I shouldn't leave it in demand until it goes to print. But I'll listen to any argument. Maybe there's a reason I shouldn't do that. You know, absolutely. Let me finish this panel and then I'll jump back in with you guys. So if you're chatting right now, I'm not looking at the chat. I'm looking at the page of Wraith of God. The computer is chugging a little. I can't believe this computer's chugging. Chugging a little bit as I do this. Yeah, the computer doesn't like this at all. Okay, I'm gonna have to face some music. I tried to get back to work on this and it does not like it. I'm due for a new computer anyway, though. Let's see. Is American Way strong or just impervious? American Way could beat the crap out of Galactus and the Beyonder at the same time. He'd make them pee their pants. Galactus with his stupid little hat and his dress, he'd run away crying. Absolutely. And Truth, break Wonder Woman right over her knee. And Justice would just like raise an eyebrow at Batman. Even though he's wearing a visor and you can't see his eyebrows, Batman would know the eyebrow was raised and Batman would run away. Shoot his little grappling hook in the air and just say, all right, see you later, Justice. Yeah, my guys are the biggest badasses of all time. I would 100% buy a Justice action figure in the Playmate style. You and me both, friend. Let's see. Indiegogo takes a biggie chunk of anything sold in demand status. Do they? I think I'll still leave it there. Money's money, right? Profit's a profit. So, and not all the fans that are going to buy my book know about me yet. You know what I mean? I still haven't gone on TV. I'm going to go on, I think, 3 different national TV shows. 2 for sure I know of, and the 3rd one's being worked on. I haven't even gone on TV yet in the first 30 days of the campaign. So lots more people are going to hear about me and Dave and Gary in this book. And I'm going to try and get the TV host to say hi at Comics Geek. And this is national TV, guys, by the way. So the world will hear us. Hello, Comics Geek. 80s action films kick ass. They do. I watched Stone Cold with Brian Bosworth, like the 1985 Heisman Trophy winner. It was so much fun. Find Stone Cold if you can. It's not on Amazon Prime or YouTube or anything to buy, to rent, like streaming, but I got a DVD of it for like $9. It's just insane, over the top 80s action. It's so silly. It's so silly. It's so good. Let's see. Go on InfoWars. Oh my gosh. I would go on Alex Jones in a second. That dude is one of the most entertaining people I've ever seen. And he's so crazy. And then so much of the crazy stuff he said has come true. So I worry about the other crazy stuff he said that hasn't come true yet. Alex Jones is absolutely amazing. I think he's so funny. But yeah, I'd go on any of those. But you'll see me on TV. I'll let you guys know when I'm going on. It'll be a while before, probably another couple weeks, but I'll definitely be up on the TV. Say, hey, Mom, I'm going to be on the TV tonight. Absolutely. But okay, I'm going to do it, guys. Four times in one day. I know. They said it couldn't be done. And here I am doing it. I'm going to give you the synopsis for Truth, Justice, American Way one time. If you've already heard it, bear with me here. But I know people come in, and there are people listening right now that don't know what this comic book is about. They're looking in awe right now at me color it behind you on the screen there. And they're saying, this is the most beautiful comic book I've ever seen. These heroes look like the most exciting heroes ever. But what is going on in this book? Why should I buy this book? Is it going to be entertaining? Is the story cool? Well, let me take a big sip of water and I will tell you how exactly cool this is. Truth, Justice, and American Way are America's sweethearts. Everybody loves these characters. They are, kids are wearing the Truth, Justice, American Way, which I will refer to now as TJAW. Kids are wearing the TJAW t-shirt, eating the cereal, playing with the action figures, watching the cartoons. TJAW is on the late night talk shows, making all the audience and the host laugh and scream with delight. They are just the toast of the town. The world is in love with them. The government loves them. Everyone loves them. They're the greatest heroes in the history of the world. Just their smiling faces are on advertisements, the sides of buses, buildings, billboards, late night TV, all of it. One day, absolute tragedy strikes. Just the worst thing ever. And lives are lost, guys. This is horrible what happens. In the fallout, some people in the news media start looking into it and they're like, did TJAW do everything they could to stop this horrible tragedy? Because it looks like they didn't. It looks like they could have prevented some of this. And then people start looking at them and looking into them and go, in the past, did they do everything they could when such and such event happened or this other disaster? Or are they just hot dogging it and they just love being celebrities and they're too caught up in their fame? And it gets bad. And some of the stuff that comes out looks like the worst kind of stuff imaginable. And they lose it all. The government turns on them. The military's after them. Their friends won't even talk to them. They abandon them. Their bank accounts are frozen. They have to run from their base. They have to go on the lam. They have to be just on the run. They're hiding from everyone. And they have to get to the bottom of this. Who did this horrible attack and why? Can they even trust each other? Like, what is really going on here? This is bad, bad stuff. And they're going to have to dig deep and not rely just on their superpowers. They're going to have to rely on their hearts, on their character, on the traditions they grew up with, on the kind of people they are, not just their powers. They're going to have to rely on all that to solve this mystery, because if they don't do it fast enough, another disaster is coming, and this time it's going to cost millions of lives. And that is what the first volume of Truth, Justice, American Way is about. It's a great story about absolute calamity and getting your heart broken in life and finding out that there is a way back if you just grit your teeth and get through it. So I want this book to absolutely inspire people. So let's see. Awful Comic Critic. Could you give a shout out to my son, Evan? We can't wait to see your new book. Well, Evan, I'm so excited that you're excited. I am so excited that you're so excited to look at this book and read it. And just, I hope to see maybe a little sketch from you. I don't know how old you are, Evan, but if you're not drawing yet, please start. And then one day you can be like me and make your own books. I'll be really excited to see an Evan book. So please, Evan, thank you for being a customer and getting this book. And I hope to see some art from you. That'd be really exciting. I think it would look really cool. Anyone like you that's excited about it, I know they'll have a lot of energy in their art. Let's see. Luna says, my partner needs me to ask you, do you think a new creator need to do digital or tangible comics when they first release their stories? I think that do whatever you can to get your name and your brand out there. Okay, I can't pick that for you. You got to grow your social media by being committed to it. Be on your social media as much as possible. Every day if possible, post something. And people go, when I go to Luna Comics Twitter, I see a nice drawing or a sketch or a funny joke or a meme or something. But the reason people go to social media, why do you go? Ask yourself why you go. And when you answer that, you know why people will come to you. You go to this account on social media, whatever your favorites are, because of the content you know you're going to see, and you know it's going to be new. You know it's going to entertain you. So then reverse engineer it. Just say, I'm Luna Comics. I'm going to do what I'm looking for. I'm going to put new content every day. We all look at our phones every day, right? We all look at Twitter or Instagram or something. We have our favorite accounts, and we like when they put new, entertaining content. So do that yourself. You're being shown how to do it by when you go look. When you're a customer, the way you want to be a customer is the way you need to be a salesman. Just do it backwards. It's like how division and multiplication are the same thing backwards, right? Or adding and subtracting, how you can line them up and do them backwards and forwards. That's all. You know how to market yourself because you're being marketed too. So just provide quality content consistently. That's the key. And then if you want to do digital or tangible comics, you'll know your customers are going to tell you what they want. My customers are telling me they want physical books made out of real paper. That's what my customers tell me, so that's what I'm going to do. Let me see. Was the neglected DC character you feel could be really big if they just got some love? I love Martian Manhunter. I even worked on a miniseries with him, and I think that could be really good, mysterious, creepy science fiction, and then blended with, like, remember, he's like a detective. He is a manhunter, right? Could you imagine the movie? Okay, I just thought of this. Imagine Seven with Brad Pitt mixed with like Aliens and Prometheus. Imagine that. That we have like a murder mystery that spans the Earth and Mars or something like that. How freaking crazy would that be? That's my idea. Copyright 2022, Gabe Tape. I'm going to make a comic of that. A murder mystery that spans the inner part of our solar system. That I own that idea. How dare you? How dare you try and steal my idea? How would one do prestige plus printing? Think Batman, damn. I like the size. You got to look up printers. They'll give you quotes. You just got to email them. There's Mixam. Mixam can give you very general quotes on printing. They have all kinds of products, mixam.com. But don't just look at them. Look at all kinds of printers wherever you live. And one of the most important parts to understand about this business of crowdfunding and printing and shipping your own comics is shipping. Shipping costs more than the books almost. It can, like international shipping, that'll cost more than the book itself. So shipping, you need to do your research on shipping. You can get killed on that, not literally, if you don't charge enough for shipping and figure that out. When I got to send a comic to Australia, I got to charge you guys. I have to. You know that I have to. And it ain't just me. When you buy anything from overseas, when I buy something from overseas, I expect to pay a lot for shipping. It's just how it is. Charles Lee, Mr. Joker 1128. Here's a bit of trivia. Oh, you're talking to someone in the chat. Sorry. That wasn't for me. You've got to do that story for sure. Oh, the 7 plus aliens. Yeah, that'd be awesome. You know, but here's the thing about ideas. You guys all in the chat, all of you have excellent ideas. Ideas are easy. Human beings are very good at ideas, like that big concept, like I just said, 7 plus aliens. Any of you can do that like that. That doesn't take skill. It's very easy to come up with a concept. What's harder to come up with is the execution of said concept. That's the hard part, you know. Anyone else see that 70s commercial for Mandem Cologne? It stars Charles Bronson just dousing himself in the stuff. Dude must have been highly flammable after that shoot. I'm going to screenshot that because I'm going to look that up after the show. So, absolutely. Okay, guys, we've been cruising for over an hour and a half. What I want to do now is say adios. And I didn't even finish this video here. I'm just getting the American Waste's thigh. Just getting to his gorgeous thighs that he has. And you didn't even see me render what's her name, Truth or Justice in this. But I'll play more of this on another stream, and you guys can check it out. What else was I going to say? What else was I going to say? Thank you for coming in. Please click the link right now. Before I end this video, take your mouse, go to the description, click the link for my book if you haven't bought it yet, and just go look at the store there. This is the most exciting comic of the decade, guys. Possibly the millennium. I don't want to oversell it, but I really do think, see, because the millennium is only 21 years old at this point. So I have a pretty good argument. This is the greatest comic book of the millennium. I'm just going to go ahead and say it is the greatest comic book of the millennium. So click on the link right now. I'm waiting. I'm not going to end the stream. Click on the link. Go check out the store and see how many copies you want. See, that's called thinking past the sale. I don't ask if you want it. I say, how many copies would you like? Which covers would you like? What T-shirt are you buying? But yeah, no, I'm obviously being silly with you guys, but I'm 100% sincere. Support me and artists like me who are stepping out there. We're taking a big risk. I have skin in the game, guys. Absolutely. I sacrificed a real steady, cushy job at Warner Brothers that I worked at, and I could have stayed for decades till I retired because I didn't want to ruin this heritage we have as Westerners with these great, great books. I don't want to ruin it. I didn't want to be part of it. So, a robot in the chat. Fayu Udovo says, Vom Red. Well, I say, block user from channel. Sorry, a robot jumped in. I got him. So, all right. So, and we'll end it this way with the most intelligent comment I've seen all day. Tari always says, I think Justice can beat Batman with one hand behind his back. I will one-up you and say that Justice could beat Batman with both hands tied behind his back. He would just headbutt Batman. And then Robin would have to cry at Batman's grave. All right. Talk to you guys later. Buy the book. Tell all your friends. Share the link to my book. Okay, click on the link right now. Okay, you're there. You're on the Indiegogo right now. And then click share on your web browser, on your phone or whatever, and share that to people you know. We got to do it. We got to do it, guys. Okay, love you guys so much. I'll do another one tomorrow or Monday, and I'll show you more of this video. This is a 3-hour coloring video. I'll talk to you later. Bye.